Hello, I'm Mr. Dady, and today we're going to talk about chemical reactions. A chemical reaction occurs when a chemical change happens in a substance, such as rusting, so when metal is exposed to oxygen, or when you burn something, that's flammability, you set something on fire to become something else. So basically it's when the original substance, you take it, you apply something else to it, and it becomes a new substance, basically. So you have reactants, combine them, and you get a product. That is when a chemical change happens. Some signs of a chemical change are the production of bubbles. So when you take vinegar and put it in baking soda, it fizzes up. It's actually a cool experiment when you put, you take baking soda and you pour vinegar into it, it bubbles up. It's usually what you see in a volcano, but those bubbles mean that there's a chemical change going on. The change in color is another one. So when something rusts, so when metal gets oxygen attached to it, it changes color. It's that brownish color. Or the tarnishing of silver spoons. That is all a chemical change and is a sign of a chemical change. Another one is increase or decrease in temperature. So when there's a chemical change, it makes bonds and breaks bonds, and that all takes energy. So either your heat is going to increase or decrease in that scenario. Another one is making light. The most common one there is glow sticks. So if you have a glow stick, you know, the things you break and then it lights up, has that neon light in it. What it is you have two reactants, which is the original substance here. So inside a glow stick you have some liquid, and then you have some glass in there with a different liquid. So when you crack it, those two reactants, or those two original substances, combine together to make a new product, which is that glowing light. And that is a sign of a chemical change, all right? Those are the ones. So you have these reactants. All right, so a reactant is one of the starting substances. A product is a substance created. That is the definition by your the program you're using, just in case you didn't know at the beginning. All right, so when you have two reactants, that's what you start with. So I have metal, I have oxygen. I combine them, and I get rust. I have sodium, and I have chloride. I combine them, and I get a product of table salt. So you have sodium, which is Na, and you have chloride, which is Cl. So these are what are called reactants. It's the original substance that you have. It's just sodium and chloride. But when you combine them, you get a product, which is NaCl, or what is also known as table salt. Your products are your original, then you have your reactants are your original, and your product is what you end up with. Also, in a chemical reaction, you have exothermic reactions and endothermic reactions. An exothermic reaction releases heat when it happens. So that's how you know it's an exothermic. You can feel it getting warmer, or you see it's getting warmer. Exothermic. Endothermic is when something absorbs heat. You hear about this a lot with animals and stuff, but in chemical reactions, endothermic absorbs heat, exothermic releases heat. So balancing these chemical equations. So over here, I have two reactants, and then I have my product. So here I have 4 hydrogens, because 2 and 2 times 2 gives me 4. Here, I just have 2 oxygens. So on the other side, I should have the same amount based on the conservation of matter. Nothing's going away here. All you're doing is just combining them. So I have 2 and 2, which gives me 4 hydrogen still. And then I take the 2 and I distribute it to the oxygen, which means I have 2. So this is what's called a balanced equation. And the last thing that you need to know is reaction rates. So as you increase the temperature, you're applying energy, so when you have more energy, that means stuff starts happening faster. So as for your reaction rates, the higher the temperature, the faster it happens. Cooler temperature, the slower it happens. There you go. All right, I hope this helped out. All I did was basically go over the lesson that they have put out in our program that we're using, answer the questions for you to help you out. This is a little bit complicated. There's a lot of big words in here that are hard to understand if you've seen them for the first time. All right, I hope this helped out, and good luck.